into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Alrighty, we'll let this song finish playing out and then we'll hop back into the game here. Welcome to my channel. My name is Delta Agent 26. Stream name is Delta's Dementia. We'll be continuing with our gameplay of Elite Dangerous and going on our 5,000 light year trip for Professor Palin. Right. Song. So, shall we get started? Fantastic. Frame shift.
Frame shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, let's see. Another unexplored system. Stick. Turn it. That's taken care of. And change my lighting here a bit. Have spotlights. So I'll start the music again. Because Thank you, and welcome back as well. Good to see you again. Oh, I forgot to ask you during the last stream, how did your veggie burgers turn out? It was good. Had a couple of sandwiches. Stretched my legs a little bit. Not much, but a little. I haven't had veggie burgers in ages, and I really need to start eating more healthy. And rather than all the red meat and junk food or prepackaged food, not necessarily junk food, but prepackaged food, has not been doing me any justice. Can't say that I'm in shape, but I am in a shape, namely pear-shaped. So that needs to change. So I take it they didn't get burned then. Good, good. Oh yeah, I mean that's all I mean as far as beverages, that's all I drink now is water. I've been doing that now for about 6 months. I don't drink soda. I don't drink sweetened beverages. And I have been trying to eat healthier, but and I know this is going to sound like an excuse, and oh, it probably is that being that I'm on a set budget, it's very difficult for me to purchase like fresh produce and whatnot on a weekly basis. Fresh produce, fresh fruits, vegetables, that kind of thing, to actually cook healthy. I basically am stuck with oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, produce does go bad very quickly, especially in the summertime. And there's a lot of seasonal stuff too, so it changes from every few months as far as availability, and organic foods and stuff like that are even more healthy are the most expensive foods in the store. So being able to afford to eat healthy is a big I actually can't eat spinach because of my medications. It counteracts my anticoagulation medication. I can't. I have to stay away from leafy greens, blueberries, and a lot of. No, not really. I have, and not to give out too information, but I have a genetic blood clotting disorder. I throw blood clots spontaneously, but it's been under control now for about 8 years with medication. And that's why I need to stay away from vitamin or foods that are high in vitamin K. Yeah, and I mean it's not, it's serious. I mean, it's bad enough to where I was deemed fully disabled when I first was diagnosed with it back in 2007. The first 3 years that I had it, I was in the hospital 13 times. Yeah, 13 times with blood clots. And but fortunately we've been able to get it. Yeah, I did almost die twice. The blood clots, the very first time that I was in the hospital, when I found out that I had this blood disorder, I had one blood clot in each lung and one behind each knee. So I had 4 clots. No, we were actually getting to that point, but because I was throwing so many blood clots at the time, they decided not to put a filter in because they were afraid that it would actually get clogged and cause me even more problems. So, let's see. And then the second time that it almost killed me, trying to remember, I had clots in my lungs again, but I think I also had some in my kidneys. But with yeah, I was really worried about going under the knife anyway. And okay, let me put it like this. Okay, that yes, it did all start later in life. Probably because I was becoming more sedentary as I got older. I wasn't as active as I used to be, like when I was in the military or when I was a teenager and I was swimming, running track and cross country, or track, cross country, weightlifting, riding my bike, and whatnot. And I just wasn't as active. I had started putting on a little bit more weight. I was spending more of my off time at the computer. And my body was just going through its, normal, chemical changes as I got older. And finally it just said, screw it, we're done. And I started throwing blood clots. And, yeah, it was really crazy for the first 3 years. I was basically in the hospital every month, every other month, sometimes every few weeks. But we were finally able to get it under control with medication once we got it properly diagnosed. And since then, I've been putting on a lot of weight. I've been getting even more sedentary. Been putting on a lot of weight. Went from roughly 240 pounds to 320. I'm back down to about 300 now, but I want to lose at least 40 more pounds, and I just haven't had the drive to get out and be active as much. I know I need to, but yeah. And I turned 50 this year, so midlife crisis time. Thank you. Actually, that only required 2 thank yous, but I'll give you an extra one anyway. But yeah, it was really scary for a while there. But I mean, I have other health issues. I have type 2 diabetes now, which I am able to. Well, mine started all going wrong when I hit 30. So or actually all of my stuff started, well, never mind. I'm not going to get into that. That would be inappropriate for stream. But yeah, I don't know if it was I had a really messed up previous life and karma's kicking me in the ass this one. But yeah, I have not had a great life. Let's just say that Murphy's Law is in full effect for this one. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible moment. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I have 5 wonderful kids. They're all grown now. They hate me, but I still love them. And I've had the opportunity to love twice in my life. And so, I mean, I really don't have any regrets, so. Yeah, it's possible. That this is purgatory. This is where we're actually tested for the next reality, or the next the next existence. Long story short, my kids' moms and I did not get along. So they left, took the kids with them. And because I wasn't around my kids and wasn't a part of their lives, and, well, I don't want to add any more to that, but just because I wasn't around, they don't care about me too much. So yeah. And that's how, I mean, I was there for my kids. My oldest 3 kids, I was there for them until they were about 3, 4, and 5, something like that. And then their mom and I had a falling out, and I had to leave. Then I met my youngest kid's mom, and my kids were like 3 and 2 with her, and she decided to take off and take my kids to another state. So and because of my financial situation, stuff like that, I could, and yeah, and that's pretty much the way it is with my kids. My oldest son reached out to me a couple of months ago, and we sat down one afternoon. He came over, and we talked for several hours and had a really good talk, and I explained to him, my viewpoint and of what happened and my version of the truth, and or what I believe to be true, rather. And we got along really well. We even sat down and had dinner. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but it was 2 of us sitting down talking, enjoying a meal together, and haven't heard from him since. So I don't know. But my kids are all in their 20s now. So I found out through the grapevine that my youngest daughter just had a daughter, and I'm very happy for her and proud of her. But you know, I sent her an email, but I haven't heard anything back. So, and I don't even know if she got it. I don't even know if that's her email address anymore. But I did make the attempt. Yep, exactly. Nobody knows what the future holds, or if it's even guaranteed, though. So, let's see. We got this one. Oh, I have to do the galaxy map to replot the route. But I'm very glad that my son was mature enough to get over his anger, his animosity, and reach out to me and say, hey, I want to sit down. I want to talk this, you know, I want us to talk about this. Well, see, that's just it. Is I care about my kids, but I'm not going to impose myself into their lives. And, you know, I need for them to let me know that they want me in their lives before, you know, I've tried saying, you know, tried telling them, you know, hey, you know, I may not have been around, you know, when you were younger, when you were growing up, and I am really sorry for that. There's nothing I can do to change it, but I'm here now. But I haven't heard from them, so. Let's see, I don't know what to do about my dad, really. It seems like he really doesn't care about me and only what gains from it all. I can't speak for him. I don't know the man. Alls I can say is that, you know, if you want your father to be a part of your life, or if you want to explain to him your feelings and stuff like that, then just keep trying to reach out to him. Well, I can't speak on that, so you know him better than I do. Yes, life is complicated. That is for sure. Like I said, the existence that we're in now is a test for the next one. This is actually this life is a living hell. All the curveballs that life throws at you, whether by choice or not. But yes, life is very complicated. And oh, one other thing is, as far as my own personal stuff, my health and whatnot, is that yeah, and that's the way it is with my kids. I have three kids by one woman and two kids by another woman, and because the mother of my youngest kids moved to a different state, they've never really connected, but they know about each other. they've met a couple of times, I think, but because of the crap that the moms have filled their heads with, and the fact that I wasn't around, just complicated and compounded things. And because of their situations, the kids can't get together. So, my oldest son told me that he was really angry with my youngest kid's mom for taking the kids away from him. Not just me, but him, because he's never really known his half brother and sister. And I'm hoping that my kids will get to that point at some time too. It's like now that they're older, they've been out on their own, they're grown, they've been in and out of relationships, whatnot, is that they're starting to come to the realization that maybe there was more to it than just what their moms told them was going on. But for me, when I would try to spend time with my kids when they were growing up and stuff like that, I would go and try to visit, well, at least my older kids. My younger kids were in another state, and I had other issues to deal with. And the I would be there. The kids would be in their mom's room saying, "Why does he have to be here? Why does he have, and it's like, when I hear that, it's like, I'm trying to spend time with you. I'm trying to be a father. You're not, I understand that you're kids and you may not understand it fully, but it's like hearing that coming from your kids' own mouths. It's like, why does he have to be here? Why does, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, fuck it. And I just got up and walked out. A couple of years ago, I went to go have Thanksgiving dinner with my oldest kid's mom, and and my kids were supposed to be there, but my oldest daughter and my oldest son didn't show up. So my middle daughter was there. I went in to go say hello to her, and she basically told me, get the F out of my face. I don't even want you here. And so I just said F it and walked out again. And it's like, I'm not going to try to force myself into their lives. If they want me in it, they need to let me know. But anyway, on to the next system. Make jump. Well, most people are works in progress, but some people are dead set in their ways. Yep, exactly. Change of topic. How did you come up with your screen name, Icebound? And dead silence. You're either deep in thought or Really simple. Actually, I really love cold weather and snow, snowboarding and mountain hikes. I just wanted something along that cold theme. It would be easy to integrate into the stream as a theme. Cool. I like that. Remember when I showed you the title, or not the title page, but the Twitch panel said Delta Agent 26 is not a or is a gamer. Remember that? Okay, well, the Delta Agent 26 for me is fairly simple. It's complicated to explain, but it's simple, at least in my mind. Is that I used to work for a company called Delta Protective Services. I was an agent of that company, and my badge number was 26. So Delta Agent 26. Oh, wait. Hold on. Here. Give it 30 seconds, you'll be able to come back. No, not secret agent, but oh, it's because you typed too many caps. Overzealous bot. Really sorry about that. But you've only been timed out. You should be able to type again in about 10 seconds or so. Don't apologize to the bot. The bot owes you an apology. Or, on another facet, is that yes, it is a sorry bot. But speaking of which, I've for the past couple of years, okay, you know how people are always constantly saying like, I'm sorry, to the point where it doesn't really have any meaning or emotional attachment or conviction. Well, it's like I catch myself sometimes saying I'm sorry, and then I'll stop and I'll say, wait just a minute, let me rephrase. I'm not a sorry person, so therefore I apologize. Yep, exactly. I don't use the word love unless it's like somebody, I have a lady friend that tells me that she loves me, and I'll say like ditto or same or yep or whatever, but it's like unless I have that really strong emotional commitment to that person, I won't use the word love because I don't want to be misconstrued. Yeah, exactly. It's like for me, when I meet somebody, it's like there are things about them that I might love, but I can't say that I specifically love them because of the lack of emotional attachment. So it's like, you know, I'm attracted to them, or I am lusting for them, or I'm, what's the word I'm looking for? Captivated by them or something, but unless I'm, you know, it's weird, but it's like I'm very careful. I mean, at least personally, I'm very careful with throwing the L word around. I mean, family and stuff like that, that's always going to be there. They're family, you know. But people that, you know, I've never met, people that I have not had interactions with, that I have not, you know, been intimate with or anything like that, I don't use the L word. Because using the L word in that situation is like, loser, you know. So yeah, exactly. That was some bad music. But anyway, um, it's like, well, those are probably like the emos and stuff that say stuff like that. You know, the agnostics, people that just want to belong to something, and because they feel welcomed or whatever, it's like, oh, I love you. But yeah, that's just not me. It's like, you know, cheers. Sometimes I don't even say goodbye. It's just like, I'll just leave the channel. I mean, not out of, you know, animosity or anything like that. It's just, you know, do they even really care if I'm there or not? But yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay, I'm rambling just a little bit too much. I really do need to do something with the game. So where are we here? I'm terrible at goodbyes too. To me, I always get long-winded. I say too much, and I wind up sticking my foot in my mouth and eating a toe jam sandwich.
Fuel scooping.
No, I'm somewhere off in my own universe, my own little bubble. I am the creator of my own existence. Hence the Delta's dementia. I'm owning up to it today. Owning up to the dementia today.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping is complete, but does that make me complete? I don't think so. Oh, really? How did you manage to do that? You going for prismatic shields or something? Make jump.
Frame shift drive charging.
Oh, nice. That's something that I have to do too, is start hitting the USSs. Unidentified signal source. There we go. That's blah, 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 blah. Filters clogged again. not just finishing up. No, or sorry. No, just finishing up the last part of my engineering for my shield. The G5. Ah, okay. Now, you said that you've started, or that you've done most of your ranking up for the Empire and Federation and stuff. Don't you get prismatic shields through one of those arcs? Power play. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's where you actually have to align yourself with one of the superpowers, and yeah, I'm not going that route either. But my understanding though is that yeah, the engineered shields can actually be better than prismatics in some cases. So it's like, yeah, I'll just engineer my own when I get to that point. Almost forgot to honk my own horn. Sorry. All those are unexplored. Should I or shouldn't I? I think these are just rocky bodies. I don't think they're anything of import. So, next system. Make jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Mine too. But may I ask why it's your favorite month of the year? Understandable. Change of seasons. When it goes from buggy to beautiful. Yep, exactly. Well, most of them anyway. My birthday. I'll probably, well, I'm hoping to be busy on my birthday. So maybe not on my birthday, but maybe the day before or the day after. But we'll see. Oh, sorry. No, it's not about being popular. It's just I like, to do things on my birthday. It's not so much that it's with or without people. It's just, celebrating my life. No, not necessarily rituals or anything like that. It's just I like to celebrate on my birthday. And since this is my big 5-0 this year, I have to do something special, so don't want to, spend the day in my apartment dwelling on all the negative shit in my life. I want to go out and celebrate. I want to have some fun. Who knows? Maybe my family will have something planned for me since this is my big midlife crisis birthday. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's still a little over a month away, so. Make jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yes, it is good to celebrate life. Or at least just celebrating the fact that I'm still alive after everything. Try to make that one day out of the year something different or every other.
Fuel scoping.
Oh man, it is so hot and humid right now, and it's late afternoon, but the heat of the sun has heated up the outside of my building, and so the outside of my building is brick, so the brick retains the heat even after the sun starts to set and stuff. And so it's literally like being inside of a brick oven. Late afternoon, or well, late evening, early night. And sometimes it just gets so uncomfortable. I mean, I could turn on my air conditioner and stuff, but then I'd have to close my windows and I wouldn't be able to smoke. And that ain't gonna happen. At least not today. Oh, the best line from the movie Friday. Yeah, I'll quit smoking someday. Hey, just ain't hey. Make jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Nice. 3K shield strength. Nice. And what ship is that on? The Clipper? Corvette. I knew it started with a K sound.
Fuel scoping.
But yeah, I just... Not bad. Not bad at all. looking at those stats though, do you have any way to get your thermal resistances up so that way you're not as vulnerable to laser weapons? Trying to come up with a way to raise thermal beyond 50%, but it's tough due to diminishing returns. Yeah, true. What about the experimental effects? But doesn't the fast charge help with faster okay, sorry, hold on. The doesn't the lets me regen shield faster while not getting hit for a while. It is broken and reformed. Or while, okay, yeah, so you get a faster return of shields after the break, after the shields break. Okay, that's what I thought it was. And so yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of engineering, so I can't really speak on it, but I would try to keep the, you know, faster returning shields or faster shield regen than thermal resistance. Yeah, and that was another reason why I wanted to get rid of my Anaconda for this character, because, you know, 20 million for a rebuy is a bit much. And if you look at my balance, I can't afford it. So yeah. But that's another reason why I also like to stay with smaller ships, lower rebuy costs. I mean, and that's one reason why I would, you know, want to go for those gold rush missions and stuff. Nah, I mean, it depends upon the situation, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's what I try to do, is survive long enough to run away. But sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Yep. But are they all elites? All 6 ships? And are all 6 ships the same as yours? Yep. But that's what I'm saying is that with your with the engineering that you've done on your ship is that there isn't really anything out there that can match you, but they also aren't ganging up on you as far as having like 6 anacondas at once, or not, 6 anacondas, 6 cutters, 6 corvettes, you know, or 6 Stargoids. It's usually a couple of smaller ships. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of the NPC ones. But yep, I do too. I certainly do too. Yep, I avoid PvP like the plague. I'll either play in solo or private group. I will not play in open. I'll go into open to get missions and stuff, but I will not leave a station in open. There's too many knuckleheads out there that will gank you. It's not as bad as it used to be in EVE Online, but still, I just don't want to take that chance. But one of the things that I'm looking forward to in these upcoming updates is fleet mechanics. I wonder if it'll be anything like it was in EVE, where you could have up to 250 people in a fleet. But from the way that they have things set up now, I highly doubt that that's what will happen. But I could be wrong. But it would be great. You have a fleet commander, 5 wing commanders, and then 5 squadrons per wing. So yeah. Or is it 10 squadrons per wing? 5. Anyway, total of let's see, 200 and, well, I know it's like 250 plus. You have one person calling the shots, and then you have your boosters for each of the wings that give buffs to their subordinates, as well as the fleet commander and all that stuff. They all stack. So you get a fleet commander that does like shield tank buffs. Then you have your wing commanders that do the armor tank buffs, and then you have the squad commanders that do the repair buffs. and stuff like that. And you can get some really, really crazy buffs while you're doing that. And spider tanking and whatnot, where you have a group of ships together and they each repair their neighbor's hull or shield or both, as well as providing power to each other. And if you get enough in the group and you're all interlinked, like say you have 5 all together, and let me get my hand in the camera here, but you have 5 together, and this one buffs this one buffs this one buffs this one, and then this one buffs this one, and then this one buffs, oops, getting out of camera, buffs this one, so that it all goes around, is that you actually get an overcharge in all of the things, your repping, your power, and yeah, your armor repping, your shield repping, and the power, because it and it I've seen some really, really long, drawn out combat from groups that did that, because they're all interlinked with each other. No, that was for EVE Online. But I would love to see something similar incorporated into Elite. Because when I had all 13 of my accounts running at the same time, I could use one ship as my fleet commander that would give buffs to all the other ships. And then he would be sitting at like a player-owned station in the system and giving the buffs, and he'd be completely out of harm's way. Yeah, that you do have shield heal beams, but being able to transfer power and to be able to repair hulls continuously would be something that I would really like to see. But that's, for like the fleet missions and stuff like that, where they actually send, hostiles against you and stuff. I would like to be able to see something like that where, right, and that is something that I'm hoping that's changing, because limpets, they're great for transferring fuel and repairing hull and stuff like that, but I'd like to see an emitter type of fitting. I mean, there's trade-offs, because the limpets don't take up a weapon slot. So, but they have their drawbacks too, because, like, say for instance, you're out mining, even as boring as it is that limpets, you have to have multiple controllers for the limpets to do different things, and those take up optional slots, which could be used up for other things, like shield cells or cargo or something along those lines. And that's something that I'd like to see changed. Like, say for instance, you have multiple limpet controllers, but depending upon the size of the component, like say that you have only a 3-slot limpet controller, you might only be, depending upon the tonnage of the component, is that you could only fit 6 tons of equipment into that particular bay. So you would have to choose between, the low weight controllers to get the limpet, and they might not be as powerful, might not be, you know, as long distance, or have the longevity or what have you. But say, for instance, you have an 8 pip module. Okay, that can store technically up to 256 tons. So you could take, you know, a class, you know, 3 class 6 limpet modules and put them all into that one space. That's one thing that has really confused me. It's like, okay, I have 2 1 pip modules. Why can't I fit both of them into a 2 pip slot? And stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that could be done to improve the game. Like that, just, you know, quality of life stuff. But then they're also thinking about the whole balance thing about, well, how wouldn't that become a possibility for a ship becoming overpowered? That kind of thing. Like, say for instance, I have the utility slots. Those can only fit 1 device per slot. Well, what if you had similar modules in the same slot, like your scanners of some sort, rather than the system scanner and the surface scanner taking up 2 separate slots? Why can't you have them both in the same compartment and stuff like that to free it up for something else? I mean, they're both, you know, they're both sensors, so why can't they be grouped together? Like in the Star Trek shows and stuff like that, they have lateral arrays, they have the deflector dish, they have, you know, their EM scanners and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they can modify it on the fly. You know. Yeah, exactly. But like what I was saying before is grouping similar modules together in the same compartment, but having to decide on tonnage and how effective you want it to be. And ooh, it looks like I'm going to be in a lightning storm, or rather that I am in a lightning storm. Anyway, sorry about that. Just saw a bright flash of lightning and heard some thunder, and yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, on most ships, okay, usually most ships, that like medium and large ships, is that they only have the one the one pip slot, and that's automatically used for the planetary landing suite. And it's like, well, what if I don't want to land on planets? Why can't I use that slot for something else? You know, what if I want this to be a completely combat-oriented ship and I don't plan on landing on any planets? But yeah, it's just there's some quirks in the game that I think should be changed. But as to whether they will get changed or not, I have no clue. Anyway, hold that thought. I'm going to go get some more water. I will be right back. Alrighty. Sorry about that. But I was thirsty. So I had to go and get a refill of my turbo chug. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for your patience. So, but anyway, getting back to what we were talking about is just, yeah, there are some things that could be changed with the way that, you know, the modules work. Like the wake scanners, the kill warrant scanners, the cargo scanners and stuff like that. Why can't you, why can't you group that stuff together? But and then some of, just some of the other stuff. I understand why, like maybe the shield boosters and stuff like that might not be able to because they go on separate sections of the ship. But I do kind of like the fact that they, cover the entirety of the ship rather than just a section of it. They apply to the entire shield rather than like rear port quarter, front port quarter, rear quarter panel, or and stuff like that. So that way you're not trying to figure out let's see. I feel like for sure the surface scanner and Discovery will combine eventually. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. Like I said, just make it require a 2-slot since each one is only a 1-slot anyway. Maybe increase the power draw a little too. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Combine the total of the power draw for the two. I mean, it wouldn't require that much of a change. Just call it an exploration scanner and have both of them in the same thing. Hold on a second. Sorry, I need to... Yep, perfect timing because I need to go and check to make sure that I'm not getting rain blowing in through my windows. Well, it seems that I'm safe for the moment, so we'll see. Next waypoint. Big jump.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Big jump.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Big jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Nice. Awesome system. And I'm going to scan it all.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Welcome back. Yep. I got that. I was thinking I was thinking thinking about how long you were gone. I was going to say that cat must be really hungry. Or that you had to run to the store to go get more cat food. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad she's a fighter. I hope she is able to stay with you for a long time yet. But yeah, I've not had a pet in, oh, let's see, 22 years, 32 years. Oh, wow, okay. That's great. I mean, it's great that she's been able to stay with you for so long, but it's still kind of a bummer that she is still sick. Yeah, I can imagine. I've lost pets before. The first pet that I had when I was growing up was a pure black mutt. name of Pudge. And she had gotten out on Christmas Eve and was running across the street, got hit by a car and was killed. And then we got another dog after her, named her Freckles. She was a purebred English setter with brown spots, and beautiful, beautiful dog. She was a show dog before we got her, I think. But she had grown old, and we had to put her down. That was really hard. I had to dig her grave. My mom took her to the vet to have her put down. And that was the last pet that I had. I was 17, 18 at the time. So yeah, it's a while ago. But I've never wanted to have pets after that, because they're like part of the family. And when you lose them, it's like losing a family member. It's really tough. And yeah, it is really tough. Okay, good. Yeah, chemo on animals is not nearly as an exact science as it is on people. And so maybe the immune system boosting has helped given her some longevity that under other circumstances she may not have had. Exactly. It's like, why am I feeling worse? You know, I totally get it. Plus all the side effects of chemo. I'm not sure if it's the same as it is in humans, but radiation poisoning is really some nasty stuff. Even though they can technically target cancer cells with radiation, it's still irradiating the stuff around it. So, I mean, is it really that good of an idea? I feel for you. I can empathize with you and sympathize. I know what it's like to lose a pet, and I can only imagine what you're going through, caring, for her. Exactly. I know the feeling. Believe me, I know the feeling. And you're welcome. to kindly change the subject. Take a look at this system that I'm in now. Completely unscanned. And I'm scanning it now. Oh, thought it was completely unscanned, but apparently somebody did scan it. Darn it. But at least they didn't do the main planets, so that's cool. So where am I at here? Yes, we did. Very, very interesting conversations today. I thank you for that. Here I go, getting all quiet again. You know, one thing that I never really realized. Oh. Oh yeah. That's why I get the docking computers from like my T9. Can't stand landing those bricks. Oh yeah, I mean, when I first played the game, it was nothing but manual for me, just for the whole immersion thing. But it's like it gives me a chance to just relax my hands. They cramp up really easily and stuff. So when I'm using the HOTAS and stuff like that, I have a white knuckle grip on both the throttle and the flight stick. And if I have to, fly a big ass ship through a tiny ass mail slot, it's a white knuckle ride from the time that I start my, main maneuvering until I land, and it's just like, it's even worse with the T10 with that stupid ass spoiler on the back. Why they put that on there, I don't even freaking know. Oh, because it looks cool, but why do you need a spoiler on a spaceship when there's no atmosphere for the spoiler to, react to? The Type 10, the combat version of the T9, the anti-Thargoid T9. But it just looks ridiculous to me. And it makes it more difficult to land because you got so much more junk in the trunk to get through the mail slot. The Type 10 Defender, I think it's called. Are you looking it up in the in the station? It's relatively the same size. It's just got a big ass spoiler on the back. Which I think is completely ridiculous. But yeah, it's the combat version of the T9. One of the anti-Xeno ships. I have one on my other account, and it's okay. I just don't care for the big ass spoiler. Heck, I think it looks silly. Yep, exactly. And I think they're, well, not sure if you can do it individual missions, but I think they're more prevalent in the wing missions. You can still do them by yourself, but they're a little bit more difficult and require a lot more tonnage, especially if they're like delivery or cargo missions. I did one cargo mission by myself on my on I don't know if it was this account or the other one, but it was like 4,200 tons of medical supplies that I had to transfer from one station to another. And it didn't pay very much. I said, meh, get done with this one. But with the T9 and 600 and something odd cargo space, I was able to do it in 8 trips. So it wasn't too bad. think I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream a little bit early. It's starting to get pretty vicious outside, and I don't want to take any chances of frying my system. Let's see. I was tempted to get the T9, the solo wing missions. Never ended up doing it though. Well, the T9 is good to have anyway, just for. Yeah, I live at the northern end of Tornado Alley. And yeah. And late summer, early fall is basically the worst time of the year for us. And like today, the sky is pea green soup, and that means really, really high humidity, really high barometric pressure, and good chance for really, really severe storms. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I have been streaming for just shy of 2 hours, but I think that's long enough. Oh, most definitely. I'm probably just going to hop on my cheap computer and watch some Star Trek Next Generation until the storm passes. But thank you very much for your concern. I do appreciate it. But I will be back, maybe tonight, but for sure tomorrow. Nope, can't go wrong with Star Trek. Well, except for maybe Deep Space Nine. But that's just a personal opinion. But all right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much again, Icebound, for hanging out and chatting with me, keeping me company. Much appreciated. And I will see you again soon. Cheers.